Hopefully Twitch will be slightly better. Is that Xhaka going on another lap? No, he's backed out. Robin's at 2/10 up actually, so that could be enticing for him. Since I was last live just now. No, I'm live right now, mate. Let's see where Robin can go. He's currently in P6, although there's a very small gap up to P2. Could he even usurp his teammate here? The DRS wide open. Let's see what Robin Grubbers is able to do here. He goes just below Xhaka. So on a 135 at 9.6. Yeah, a little bit of time there. If you're watching me, please fuck off. I don't want to do this. No, I'm kidding. It's all love. As Kronk goes into P16, so that's disappointing for him. Sweet Blues actually goes up to P2, very, very close to Filippo, just about 700 in it. So that's qualifying over with Filippo on pole, and Sweet Blues with a very good last lap to put himself on the front row actually. So I have to send my link. There we go. If you're watching, give me a comment, give me strength, more like. So yeah, Filippo on pole. Sweet Blues is about 700ths behind. Xhaka 2/10. So Red Bull locking out the second row. Then we got JD Bailey, Stevie, the reigning champion of F5 in P6. Palcio in P7 after crashing at Castle. Andrews, who also crashed in the same place, is in P8. Mark and Energy Tet round out the top 10. Jez Villeneuve in that magical P11 spot. Luke Robertson 12th. Iron Knight 13th. Sabiaka 14th. Rasta and Kronk in 16th, 17th. Maverick and Tank takes up the last spot on the grid, and then Milan and Matt will be retiring. Commentating Fairs. I'm not an F5, you weapon. Hope you're well. Yeah, this has been a nightmare. But hopefully Watinho can give me a little bit of a plug. So yeah, we're just starting a 30-second countdown, and in the meantime I can apologise for the lack of connection issues, or sorry, the lack of connection that we had experienced throughout. I think it was just YouTube bugging out for me, unfortunately, but we're here on my Twitch channel. So yeah, Filippo on pole. Let's see what strategy everyone has gone for. So unsurprisingly, Villeneuve has gone for the mediums, Luke as well, and an Iron Knight and Rasta on the hards. That's a very interesting strategy. I mean, a one-stop isn't too conventional around here, and the low grip of the start might be very treacherous, but you know, who knows what can happen with that, as I have more viewers now. Hello viewers. And but Tank, Milan and Mats have gone for the softs at the back, and Palcio and Andrews have actually had a collision at some point, so they are going to be starting, well, they're already on the grid, so they're going to have incredibly cold tyres once the entire grid lines up. That's going to be a big disadvantage. I wouldn't be surprised to see them falling down at the start. You see Filippo's only still in the first sector really, as Mats is slowing down a lot, as yeah, his wheel has been disconnecting, so he can't be racing today. Yeah, unsurprisingly, top 10 all on soft. So I'd have a look at Villeneuve definitely throughout the race. Sure, he'll be able to make up places if he can avoid the collisions that he's actually been involved with in past races. As Filippo's actually pushing very far ahead. He's in AI, which is understandable. Sweet Blues just following behind. So as Mavis has joined, we shouldn't be. and I have now been plugged on Ero, which is incredibly sensational, really. So yeah, let me get the standings up. Apologise for my distraction. So that's F4. So Jakub Wilczek, aka Jamal Xhaka, here in P3 at the minute, leads the standings. Mats, who will unfortunately be retiring from the session at the start of the race, is in P2 after he had his win taken away from him in Singapore due to the really. It was unfortunate to an extent, but essentially there was a collision between him and Bailey in P5, and unfortunately he was heavily punished for that. Stevie in P3, of course, the very consistent Indian driver, 2 podiums in 4 races. And Mark, who's just obtained his full-time seat, so congratulations to him, in P9 right now, is in P4. Running at the top 5 is Philip Keita, who is currently on pole, and he will be looking to make some inroads into the lead of Xhaka at this point, very early point in the championship, only 5 races in. Here we have the 5 lights going on. I think that's a little bit early, so the drivers haven't quite set off yet. Here they go. We can't see the lights, but the drivers are gone, so it's lights out and away we go. Felipe looks to have got a very good start, actually. He's coming across. Sweet Blue's actually getting attacked by Bailey, who's had an absolute storm, and Mats has already retired. Little contact between Sweet Blue's. Mark has already crashed. It's a disaster for him. It's a virtual safety car. As Stevie has a little bit of contact with Robin, and I wonder if that might get them a penalty. It looks to be fine, but Mark has already retired at the start of this race as Robin overtakes Sweet Blue's on the safety car. You're not meant to do that, mate. And Filippo's making a big league. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Robin's holding up the entire pack. Sweet Blue's overtake him. And yeah, Robin's now got a penalty. I don't understand what's going on, but it looks to be some tactics. I mean, Filippo is absolutely miles ahead. I don't know what's gone on at the start. Overtaking, undertaking, Sweet Blues and Robin. But definitely looks to be some sort of dirty tactics, as Filippo now has a 13.5 second lead, or it's now gone down to 11.4 at the head of the field. Is he waiting? No. It looked like he was on my screen for a little bit. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. Big contact between Energy Jet, Zabiyaka and Maverick. Iron Knight's had a spin. Really unfortunate for him. Of course, the hard tyres lacking grip. But Filippo leads by 11 seconds at the start of this race. And Robin's retired. Robin has crashed at Castle. It's a complete disaster for him. It's a shocking start. Sweet Blues now maintains P2. But the Red Bull driver, who was high up in the championship, has had an absolute nightmare today. And yeah, 3 drivers already DNF from this race, as Filippo will be delighted to see how, I mean, it's incredible. I've never seen such a driver put out a lead like this on the first lap, really. So well done to him. I say well done. I'm not sure it's entirely obtained off merit, but there you go. Anyway, we're going to see Stevie. He's getting very close to the back of Sweet Blues here, gliding through the final 2 corners. He's going to go alongside. Sweet Blue's going to deploy his ERS, as Stevie's going to look for the inside. So let's see. Let's go on board with Sweet Blue, see how he defends it. He's defended it well. Stevie backing out of the move, so he's getting cautious for now. Doesn't want to make any lap 2 misdemeanors, as he remains behind him and he has a little bit of contact with the wall. I'm not sure if that would have damaged his wing. I don't think cosmetically it will have. But yeah, there are penalties arrived. JD Bailey, as the interval gaps are really bad. As JS Villeneuve, that's very unfortunate for him. He seems to be serving a penalty of some sort, as now they change his tyres onto the mediums, so he's already committed to a 2-stop, as they cannot last that long in the race. So yeah, some damage for drivers. Iron Knight has completely lost his front wing in the Haas car and is serving a penalty as well. So yeah, the grid is already incredibly dispersed here, with Philippe with an absolutely insurmountable lead at the minute. Unless he makes some sort of mistake, I mean, it already looks like the race is his, barring the potential involvement of a safety car. As I can't see the intervals. Andrew's getting close to the back of Palciel there. Stevie's actually lost some time to Sweet Blues. Maybe, oh, he's gone straight round and he's completely lost his wing. That's incredible. Must have been some sort of damage there for Stevie. And he has completely lost his front wing. He's in the middle of the track. Everyone has to avoid it. Always another driver's here, and that is Milan. I don't know what's quite happened. What quite has happened there? It's another virtual safety car. Stevie's in P8. He's somehow got away with that, but that is an absolutely incredible crash. We just saw Milan in the background there, going round and out of this race. Don't know what it is about that corner for these drivers, but there's certainly some difficulties there. That's incredible. Don't think I've ever seen a collision like that. As Zeke says, he's won £40 last night, so he's put £7 of it on bets. I do apologise, I should be looking at this on my phone. But of course the race is neutralised as Maverick has a little moment as we go on board with him. Filippo 44 has been gifted a absolutely massive lead. It's the VSC, unpredictable Delta. Hopefully none of the drivers get drive-throughs, so we can just continue. There's only one gap under that's theoretically a DRS gap at the minute, which is Luke to Rasta. Everyone else is within over a second between each other. So, yeah, as I was saying earlier, the grid is already quite dispersed. Quite a long VSC, this one, of course. I mean, I think that would normally be a safety car. With Milan just going out straight in the middle of the track, almost Lance Stroll-esque, without the puncher, of course. But yeah, really unfortunate for him. He's had a DNF, and yeah, we do see a drive-through. Mr. Tank, I believe. Has anyone else got one? No, he's the only one to have got a drive-through penalty. That's really unfortunate for him. In P13, of course, on fresh tyres, it's gone from bad to worse for him. So yeah, he'll have to serve that in the following laps. So already some drivers just being thrown straight out of contention as is the brutal nature of this track in league racing. Xhaka actually, who's that? Yeah, JD Bailey's actually running low on fuel already, so he's going to have to really take care of that. I'm not sure if I'd be under fueling at a track like Baku, but I'm sure he has a plan as Mr. Tank obtains a 3-second time penalty, which is exactly what he'd not want to do in the circumstances. I'm just going to get the stream up on my phone very quickly. This man leads a session, don't blame him. I love the title where he said please kiss me. I do apologise. As Vitinho says, he's going to switch Portimao to Monaco if Filippo doesn't win. So the pressure is on him. I might private message him after that, because I think we all want to be doing Portimao a little bit more than the Principality. Of course, that might just be me. Commentator Ben, oh man. Bro, just shut up and let me see you tomorrow, yeah? Didn't want my friends to see this, but I've been forced to do it on my Twitch channel because YouTube's an absolute shambles. So watching Xhaka get very close to the back of Sweet Blues here. Wow, I mean, he's gaining so much time. I don't know why. Does Sweet Blues have some sort of damage? Or was he just lifting off at that straight? Monaco gives me PTSD, yeah, I agree, Adam. But now we're going to see Xhaka. Is he going to line up and move it? He's already using his ERS, so he's definitely going to go for it. Of course, he's already gained a significant amount of time. Is the ERS on? Sweet Blues is also using it. But Xhaka's going to have the DRS advantage. He's going to start closing. Sweet Blues using it all the way down, as he did with Stevie. He's going to go down the inside. Sweet Blues looks like he might have blacked off, actually. But yeah, Xhaka now puts his car into P2. So good job for him, although he is currently the holder of a 5-second penalty. Sweet Blues will be looking to get that place back. Of course, there's another DRS straight as Xhaka has a little moment in Sweet Blues. He's going to open the DRS. Xhaka, of course, deploying his. They're going to go side by side, but Sweet Blues slightly gets ahead. Little bit of contact with Xhaka, actually, down the straight. Wheel banging, very Max Verstappen-esque. But Sweet Blues has got the place back after a really unnecessary mistake from Xhaka, as I can actually hear him tapping the wall. Anyway, who else is near? I'm going to keep an eye on these guys for now. But Xhaka's going to have to do that all over again, yeah, using 1.6 seconds in that first sector. Really big mistake for him. Oh, no, it's the fastest lap of 1:43.0. Xhaka getting very out of shape through Castle. And Maverick has retired, actually. So, I don't know if that's going to bring out a safety car. I don't know where he's crashed. It's another VSC. There's 3 of them already this race. The safety car does clearly not want to be brought out. Will that give Filippo maybe the opportunity to pit? I don't know. I mean, he's going to have the opportunity to stick on fresher tyres. I would maybe commit to the 2-stop. Maverick is right in the middle of the track. I don't know what's happened to the grip there, but it is absolutely non-existent for the drivers. Let's see Filippo. He looks like he's moving over to the pits. And yes, I'm correct. So Filippo has chosen to box the car. Let's see what Sweet Blues does. He's looking towards the left as well. I think he's about to do the same thing. Yes. Xhaka goes in. Andries using ERS through the pits, which I wouldn't really do. Kronk is going to stay out, and I think he's going to move his car up into the lead already from P16. Will Filippo get out ahead on the fresher medium tyre? Yes. So Filippo is out in first. It's a perfect stop for him. So the first stop in his 2-stop strategy has been made. Kronk behind on older tyres, although I believe the Polish driver will have a significant pace advantage once the VSC goes in. So yeah, Sweet Blues, JD Bailey, Xhaka and Andries all opted to box that lap, and every driver behind them didn't. But yeah, Sweet Blues stuck in P6 now, the closest rival, as Andries gets a drive through. So one of the contenders for this race has really scuppered his chances here. It's a drive-through penalty, and he's going to be far behind where he would have liked to be. Very unfortunate for the Belgian here, but that is the nature of racing. As you already see Filippo making tenths at a time against Kronk, flying through the castle sector. I mean, the Aston Martin has no response to the pace of Filippo, and it doesn't really look like it's going to be a contest at the minute. The VSC has been brought out again. It's a full safety car. It is a full safety car. I'm not sure if anyone's in a box. That's a nightmare for Andries, as he is not able to save his drive through penalty. I really hope he doesn't try and do it now. Oh, he's not going to be able to serve it, and he gets very close to the barrier as well. I don't know if anyone's told him, but you can't serve a drive through under the safety car conditions. The McLaren crew comes out for him. Disaster for Andries. Stevie comes into the box now. Villeneuve. Zabiaka, yeah, he crashed. I'm not quite sure where, but yeah, Filippo's lead slightly quashed. It really depends if Kronk, Luke and Rasta decide to box now, and that will open a door for Sweet Blues to come right behind him again after the immense lead that Filippo built up right at the start. So yeah, all to play for, and it's really not encouraging for the Mercedes driver, who looked to have it in the bag from really lap 1, turn 2. As yeah, Zabiaka has left the session. So yeah, already 6 drivers DNF'd. Treacherous streets of Baku, no different to what they always have been. Bets cancelled because of SC, yeah. Well, he still might win it, but at least we're not going to be doing Monaco now. Oh my god, he's got another one. Nightmare for Andries, as he nearly goes into the barrier as well. He has, I believe, 2 drive-through penalties. I think that might be a glitch that I've seen before. But honestly, if I was him, I would be retiring from the race. It's really, really unfortunate. As Mr. Kank just passes the safety car, so he's going to be very far behind. Reckon might have a couple laps of this if he's already that far down. Mr. Tank really does have to catch up. course, he has just boxed for new tyres. So Kronk has decided to box. That brings up Sweet Blues one place closer to Filippo. And Bailey as well as Xhaka. So these four in the mix, probably more out of anyone on the freshest rubber in the top 7. Iron Knight is actually DNF'd. I don't know how he's managed to do that. Was that contact between Mr. Tank? It's baffling. But Iron Knight is out of this race. He's left the session on fresh soft tyres. I'm completely baffled by that. I have no idea how he's managed to do that. But yeah, so only 13 drivers left in this race. That's incredible to DNF in the safety car. It looked like he'd done it at turn 1. It must have been some incredible mistake as comments in the pits he gone off. Yeah, nightmare. Did he retire on? Yeah, he DNF'd. Oh no, never mind. He retired out of choice, which I don't know why, considering he was on fresh softs. You can definitely make some places up, but I think he decided that he did not want to race any longer. As Rasta and Sweet Blues are taking an opportunity to pit, they must have had contact. So Sweet Blues, is he coming in for a wing change? It looks like Rasta certainly is, yeah. So there's been contact somewhere. Sweet Blues has jeopardised his chances completely. Yeah, he has completely no front wing even. And yeah, new front wing has to be attached to the Alfa Romeo. He goes all the way to the back of the grid, puts the hard tyres on. So he's definitely going to look for the one-stop strategy. And that moves Luke up into second place. I believe he started in 12th, so well done to him. Really good start. Kronk as well, moving up 10 places. And Sweet Blues on the other end of the spectrum has moved down 10 after an inexplicable contact in the safety car, which but it looks like will be going in this lap unless Mr. Tank has some sort of failure. So the safety car is in now. Apologies for the delay. So Filippo set off quite early actually. Let's see what Luke can do. He's going to be on much older tyres. It's JD Bailey. He's going to line up a move under green flags. Is he going to go down the inside here? Looks like he backs off, but oh, Luke just goes slowly to avoid contact. JD Bailey getting a little bit out of shape. But Filippo leads the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Looks like Stevie's made some big moves. Is that contact here? It looks like everyone's got through the first 2 corners safely. But Andrew's going to go down the inside of Villeneuve. I'm not sure why, considering he has a drive-through penalty. Rasta just behind as well. Is going to get a much better exit. Is he going to go? He's going to make a move on JS Villeneuve down the inside. Villeneuve not deploying his ERS at this point. Brakes slightly earlier. And he just backs out the corner. So Villeneuve somehow keeps P10. A little rock up for Rasta, a little lock up for Energy Jet as well. Cheers, Villeneuve's going to look to... Oh, he's had a little switchback actually. Energy Jet's gone very wide. Looks like he's got damage of some sort. And Villeneuve's made contact with the wall. They're going to go side by side. Mr. Tank has appeared. And Energy Jet, I think he's got damage from somewhere. He's definitely spun. But Mr. Tank's going to go down the inside. Cuts the corner completely. That's a very illegal overtake. Is Villeneuve going to have a look at him through Castle? Surely not. No, he doesn't. But these guys really backing up the entire pack from 9th. Andres has already made 4 seconds up on that hack. And he's looking on the soft tyres to have a go at Stevie. Now is he going to have a look into this corner? Surely not. That'd be very dangerous. No, he makes a bit of contact actually. Stevie moves towards the barriers. Filippo, unsurprisingly, has now stood out his lead to about 1.3 seconds from Luke, who's still doing well considering how old his tyres are. They're very near the breaking point. But he's also put some time into Bailey, so well done to him. Xhaka really looking for it now. Bailey's got slightly more ERS in the Polish Championship leader, so I don't think any moves are going to be done without the assistance of DRS right now. And yeah, I mean, Xhaka's used all of his ERS deployment. Oh wow, he's going to go down the inside. Bailey gets a little bit wide. They're going to go side by side through turn 2 here. Bailey is not backing out. Well, he does back out now. Xhaka has made the move fantastically well. Very opportunistic and very, very good from the Red Bull. He's now, his next target's Luke, who's still staying in some sort of DRS range to Filippo, so he's showing he's got very good pace in the Haas. Palsio as well in P5 on slightly older rubber, so those guys top 5 breaking away in what might be a DRS train, although Luke is now losing out to Filippo big time. Jacques has closed into the back of him. He's got a lot of pace in that Red Bull. There's the championship man himself. Hopefully there won't be any contact between him and Luke, but he's getting so close to him in these corners. Let's see Luke go through Castle, tentative as you would expect. Xhaka, of course, on the wheel. Luke has spun and he's put it in the wall. And I don't even think he's DNF. That's just a sheer wear of his tyres, and Andres has crashed as well. But yeah, Luke just a little bit too much on the throttle there. He's clearly pushing very hard to stay with Filippo, and that is another safety car, would you believe it? 2 safety cars, we've put it on reduce. It clearly doesn't matter, but Luke, it's a nightmare from him from P2 all the way back down to P12, where he did in fact start. Oh, that's devastating. I feel really bad for him. He was doing so well to even keep up at all with Filippo. But yeah, he now has no front wing and he's only just reset the car. Has to be very careful coming into here as well, just to get an idea of the understeer. Oh, he might go into the wall. No, he's taking it carefully. Energy Jet as well has boxed onto the hard, so he's actually got a chance now because he's caught up. He's on a fresh front wing, as he'll be from the back, but you know, some drivers choosing to stay out. JD Bailey is gonna look. Is that the hard tyre he's gonna go on to? No, it's a medium, so he's probably gonna go for a one stop on the mediums. He's gonna try and make them last 14 laps. Which is very major. Palsio has opted for the hards, which I believe would be the more sensible choice. Although, as I will constantly say throughout the season, these drivers do know best. But yeah, most drivers have actually opted for the mediums. Stevie, trying to get off the old hard tyre, is going for the mediums. So yeah, from JD Bailey down, they're all going to look for a one-stop here. So actually, it's put Filippo, Xhaka, Kronk, Rasta and Sweet Blues in a little bit of trouble. Although Kronk and Sweet Blues are on the hard tyres, so they're all probably going to make it to the end. But whether their pace is going to be there is an entirely different story. Luke goes onto the softs. That's an interesting call. I wouldn't do that if I was him. Let's see the biggest winners are then. Wow, Kronk and Rasta up 11 places and 13. What tyres are they on again? I think so. Rasta, I think they're both going to try and make them last. Rasta's on the mediums, 2 laps old. Of course, I'll be a little bit aware of them, but those laps were under the safety car, so he's still going to have some life in those for sure. As Andrews makes a move on Stevie, I'm not sure you're meant to do that, mate. He should be giving that back. Don't know. Did Stevie have some sort of collision? He's still warming his tyres, so it looks fine. So hopefully we'll be going in next lap and get some 30 laps of solid racing rather than the really disjointed affair this has been to the present moment. I went to toilet and another safety car came out. Yep. There was a crash of Luke and Andres, who both put it in the wall just after Castle on the traction. The very slippy curbs. I mean, the traction, I think maybe with a new update, has looked incredibly poor this year. After the update, excuse me. And especially at a track like Baku, where the traction zones aren't too bad, or at least where the crashes have been. It just seems like these cars really aren't either set up correctly or they just have no grip. And well, that's concerning for the remaining 13 drivers, considering how weirdly some of the others have gone. They're going to have to be so careful, and I'd be incredibly shocked if we didn't see at least another DNF in the remaining laps. But hopefully these guys can keep it clean, as we've seen them do from time to time this season. Hopefully we can get a nice end to the race. But currently the favourite for me is Bailey, because he's right there on the mediums, maybe Palcio as well. The others will have to box apart. Well, the other medium runners in front of him will have to box, and the softs will just, the hards will just have no pace, sorry. So yeah, JD Bailey's in a really, really good spot. I'm not sure if he knows it, but he certainly is, as yeah, everyone has caught up, so the safety car should duly make its way into the pits this lap. Of course, let's see if there are battles, because Filippo might be able to pull out a gap of some sort. Maybe he can put it on the softs at the end. So it's just a matter of time, really. A matter of about a minute or so until the safety car makes its way into the pits. We should get the instruction just after this little straight here. Of course, the drivers will be struggling to keep heating their tyres, going this slow for this long. You can see them wiggling everywhere. As yes, the safety car is going in this lap. So let's see it from the perspective of Xhaka. Filippo going very slowly, might try and catch him out early. There's a collision between Tank and Andreas. I mean, Andreas has he's still got a drive through. I don't really see the point of this endeavour for him. He might get disqualified soon as well. Yeah, Filippo really backing up the pack, as we saw in 2017 with Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Let's hope Xhaka doesn't get too impatient. I think Filippo's just going to wait for the safety car to get in, and maybe he's going to take it right up to the line. Yeah, he's gone. And he's actually caught Xhaka out very well there as he's warming his tyres. And Filippo now has a 6/10 advantage coming down the back straight, so he is unchallenged in P1. Behind him, Rasta. Is he going to look for a move on Kronk? Are we going to see anything here? As yes, Andreas is duly disqualified for ignoring the drive-through penalty. Looks like too wide there. The other guy very wide. Oh, that's JD Bailey into the wall, and he's retired from the session. And JD Bailey, who is in such a good position, has retired from the race. Oh, that's so unfortunate for him. The fresh medium tyres. As Mr. Tank's going to go down the inside of Sweet Boost here, and he already really nearly makes contact with Palcio. But yeah, JD Bailey struggled on that curb previously in the race as well. Just gets on it too much, and it is devastating for him, but he's out the race. So Palcio is now the first of the drivers who stopped under this safety car. So he's probably in the net lead of the race, unless the guys in front can put out something magical. Xhaka's actually catching up fairly quickly to Filippo. Confidence from him through Castle, and yeah, he's still 5/10, although he's a little bit behind. Filippo slightly lower on ERS. The both drivers have almost a full battery. So I believe DRS will be enabled on lap 16 as Luke unsurprisingly makes a move on just Villeneuve. A very strange area, although Luke is on the softs, although, I mean, he's lost a lot of time. It's unsurprising. I mean, I'd expect him to be much higher in the grid. But maybe he had some contact, maybe he just had to back off, who knows. Really endless range of possibilities. Jacques is actually going to go for the move now. I think even without the DRS assistance, I'm not sure if I'd do that. He's going to go down the inside, looking through that route. It's Filippo. Please don't squeeze him into the barrier. They're getting very close. Filippo looks to give him the space. Jacques is currently in the lead. Let's see how Filippo defends it. Oh, he's gone round the outside. That is wonderful defending from Philip Keita there. That is fantastic from him. Defending the move perfectly from Jacques, who was not willing to go down the inside there, or he's still going to use his ERS. I'd turn it off if I was him, because he's not going to be able to make a move down the inside or anything of the sort here. Yeah, Jacques and Filippo really extending a gap, even though they've been battling. Rasta not really able to keep the pace, which is surprising considering his tyres are newer. Let's see if he can come back into the mix at some point. Palcio very close to the back of Kronk. Kronk has a little moment. Palcio's going to use his ERS. Don't go down the inside there, surely. Somehow they haven't made contact. That's good driving from the both of them, but Kronk has stayed ahead. Palcio getting so close to the back of him on the fresher hard. So he wants to get past, but he's not able to do it in these twisty streets. And Palcio has a little step out there. And oh my word, Mr. Tank, is he going to look for a move here? Surely not. Oh, he's gone straight into the wall, and he's definitely lost his wing there. That's going to be undrivable for Mr. Tank. He's going to go into Palcio. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Palcio has just about avoided the wall, but Mr. Tank has lost all of his wing from that. Just slammed the wall. And he's going wide there. He's going to hold up these drivers through here. He has to get out of the way in some capacity or not. He's going to go straight into the wall if he doesn't. Oh, he's braked there. That's really bad from Mr. Tank, and he's forced Stevie into the wall. And he's forced... Oh, it's terrible. Sweep loses out of the session. That is absolutely shocking there. Mr. Tank has DNF sweep loses. It's his own responsibility to get out of the way. And it's really bad from him. I'm sorry as a commentator, I can't remain impartial to that. You need to get out of the way if you have damage, and that will get him a hefty penalty after the race if he's reported. That's really bad from him, so irresponsible. As anyway, we're going to move back to the race. Jacques has actually got ahead of Filippo, and I think he's going to make the move stick this time. Yes, he has. So Jacques moves up into the lead. This is Grand Prix, makes a move on the back straight. ERS level, Jacques only on 20%, Filippo only on 30%, so these guys have been battling hard, and it's a little drift from Filippo as he locks up into that corner. Losing time to Jacques. Braster's now gaining a bit of time. He's got up to 3 seconds. Oh wow, Kronk I think has just gone into the wall. He must have got damage from that. Don't know, his car looks to be turning fine, but so unfortunate for Kronk as he goes into the wall. Palcio again looking for the move after the incident with Mr. Tank. It might have hindered him slightly. Surely he's going to be able to make it on the straight, although he's used all of his ERS trying to get past Kronk, and he's yet been able to do it, so not good luck for him. And yeah, he gets a little bit snappy on the exit. Kronk, is he now going to deploy his ERS through the back straight now? Palcio is using everything, but he hasn't got much. And Kronk now uses it. Palcio needs the DRS assistance to kick in. He's got no ERS. I don't think he's going to be able to close in enough to make the move, to be honest. Kronk just looks to be so far ahead. Yeah, 0% ERS. The battery's completely gone for Palcio. He's been unwise with his usage of it, really, as Luke Robertson makes a move on Energy Jet there on the soft tyres. Stevie as well on the softs. Filippo not able to close the gap to Jacques, really, as there's a crash there. Mr. Tank has crashed. He's retired on track. That's going to get him a penalty as Kronk and Palcio going side by side. Kronk has just made the move stick. Sorry, he's avoided the move sticking. Palcio just stuck behind the Aston Martin. He's got no chance to get through. But let's see him now. He's going to open the ERS. Is he going to have a look down the inside? I really wouldn't. It's desperate stuff from Palcio. Is he going to put himself in the wall? And Krunk has done the switchback on him beautifully there. Palcio just getting too desperate behind him. He needs to save his ERS and calm down. And Luke Robertson, that's allowed him to catch up. So see if he can make inroads now into P4 maybe. Palcio's red light flashing using the ERS through there, which is very risky for traction. Of course, no chance to make a move down there. Filippo has run out of the ERS quite significantly here. I'm wondering if these guys are going to stop or they're going to try and go for a miraculous one-stop strategy here. Because that's the only real way they can maintain the lead. I'm wondering who is braver, if they're both going to try and stay out, if they're both going to stop. Endless possibilities, as of course we can't see the wear from the commentary box. Palcion makes the move on Lucas Robinson, but Robinson's gone for a switchback. Of course he's got much more ERS, but Robinson has to be tentative through there, and yeah, Palcio's pulled out a big gap. But again, he's not able to pass Kronk. Kronk's doing so well defending. Maybe getting a little bit low on ERS, but Palcio just has no way of getting through. Kronk on the hards, of course, looking for the one-stop. Xhaka out front. 1.5 seconds to Xhaka. To Filippo. So he's really building out a lead out of DRS range now. The Red Bull just seems to have more pace at this stage in the Grand Prix. Maybe Filippo's got damage, maybe he's just making mistakes. It's very easy to do here. But yeah, he's just losing time by the bucket load. Rasta behind, still maintaining that gap of about 3.7 seconds, unable to get close to the pace of the leaders despite how new his tyres are, as Krunk and Palcio are going to go side by side here. Oh wow, that's big contact for Palcio, that's irresponsible driving from him. And Palcio just with the ERS, he's getting so desperate here. Luke's just stuck behind. Palcio unable to make the move on the Kronk. I mean, he's 4 seconds down on his best lap. That's how much time he's losing. But now he's close enough, surely. Although Kronk's been saving his ERS. Now it's time to deploy. Kronk goes a little bit wide. Maybe he's got some damage on the car. Who knows? Palcio, is he going to make the move now? They're looking all over the place here. Kronk still deploying that ERS, but he now has the red light. Palcio has a little error with the ERS. He has no ERS, no battery to defend with. And Luke Robertson's going to go around the outside, and Palcio makes contact with him. And he's outbraked himself into turn 1. It's irresponsible. I don't know what's happened to Kronk. I think Kronk must have lost wing from that. But Palcio with a big mistake. And he's somehow in front. And it's big contact there. Kronk's gone down to P7. Unfortunate for him. Such crazy driving from Palcio. And Luke Robinson's going to go down his inside now. Palcio tries to defend on the hard, and he does so successfully actually. But such crazy driving between 5 drivers here, all within like 4/10 of each other. Energy Jet's made somewhat of a mistake. Let's see Kronk's handling. Oh, it does look like he's got damage. Villeneuve on the newer hards will want to get past. Meanwhile, Xhaka has made a gap of 3.4 seconds to Philip. Great job from him. I would just try and stick these tyres out as long as I can, really into the puncture territory, because the battling between Palcio, between Luke is just, and everyone behind is just losing them time after time, seconds after seconds. It's currently 15.7. Luke's still unable to get past. Those softs must be dying out now, surely. Although Luke has much more ERS coming down here, and he's got a better exit as well. So Luke Robertson, is he finally going to get the move down into P4 and be able to build out somewhat of a lead? And Luke's closing so much. Using all his ERS, maybe not aware of how little Palcio owns. But yeah, now Luke is clearly in the lead. So now hopefully he can, that will be able to make inroads into the top 3, but at least try and distance Palcio away from him. Kronk behind, he's getting very close to Villeneuve. Villeneuve has made the move though. I think Kronk has got damage. He's got some big understeer there. Stevie just closing in all the time. Maybe he'll even catch up. Who knows? I mean, every corner, I mean, he gains 4 tenths. I mean, he's getting like a second on that straight. So maybe there's still some big points in it for Stevie, of course, with the fastest lap. Xhaka out in front has extended it to 4 seconds. He's just cruising away. He's only got 6 more laps if he wants to make these mediums last. In Xhaka, we trust. He's done brilliantly so far in this race, coming from, I believe, P3. Yes, P3. And shout out to the Merc team as well. They're doing brilliantly. Both on the medium tyres, 2-3. Rasta coming from P15. So yeah, big job from the Mercedes team if they're able to keep the standings like this. Of course, anything can happen in these unpredictable streets of Baku. Of course, now everyone is out of DRS of each other. Or the Energy Jet's now made. He's now got within Palcio's DRS, so let's see if he can maybe line up a move or at least get closer to the Polish driver. Palcio's red light is flashing. Everyone, now there's rain. There is rain in this Grand Prix. Luke Robertson's crashed. He's completely gone. The rain catches him out. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a safety car. It's going to be an absolute disaster for the top 3 who've already passed the pits. Palcio makes a little move towards the pits as if he's trying to feint it, but all the drivers will have to stop again onto the intermediate tyres unless they're able to somehow stick them out. But you know, the pace disadvantage would be so great. I believe all drivers will be stopping maybe a few laps from the end. It's about the strategies here in Baku. I wouldn't say the rain's pouring down too much, but it's certainly affecting the pace. Yeah, Jacques already 8 tenths off his personal best. Swatches on board through Castle. Sorry, I've dropped my controller. Seems to be fairly stable through Castle, so the rain not affecting the drivers too much. Going a little bit wide though. Yeah, grip levels not too great. Xhaka extending his lead. Filippo really has no answer to the pace of the Red Bull. Dry or not dry, Energy Jet is still within DRS range to Palcio, and it looks like he's gained a lot there through Castle, although the understeer is really kicking in as there's no purchase in these tyres anymore. Has to lift there. Of course, this straight caught out Luke Robertson straight away, and yeah, Filippo's so cautious. So incredibly cautious through there. He's using temps to Xhaka, who was maybe a lot more tactical with his lifting. Now, the only way I can see this falling away from Xhaka now is if he misses the pits or DRS is disabled and Filippo manages to come in right at the right time. Because I think, yeah, every driver does have to stop now. Energy Jet is going to go down the inside, and Palcio just has no answer. Of course, with his lack of VRS. Let's see Xhaka's sector time. Let's see how far he's falling off the pace. It looks like it's very significant. Coming to the second sector now. First sector, yeah, 1.5 seconds down on his PB. And Filippo is 1.8. So yeah, the pace is just disappearing for these guys. I think you'd have to be in maybe lap 24. Yeah, the unpredictable nature of Baku strikes again. Let's see what decision Xhaka is going to make. Oh, it's a big lock-up for him. It's completely full in the RS. 4.3 seconds, I think it's time to come in. He's lost about 3 seconds in that middle sector. Pace nowhere. See how he negotiates. He's just sweeping corners, he does well. He's just built up his lead to Filippo incredibly, and I'm sure Filippo is going to be much more cautious. But Palcio has crashed. Palcio has crashed at... Go in. Is there going to be a safety car? There's no safety car. Palcio has crashed at the I believe that's turn 13. Yellow flags there. Stevie has to avoid him, goes right through, and Kronk has lost front wing as well. Completely understeering. He's going to have to box onto the intermediate tyres this lap. Palcio is out of this Grand Prix, the Alfa Romeo. He'd fought so hard, maybe a little bit too hard at points, at least for me. But he has now binned his car into the wall as Xhaka locking up almost every corner. The rain really falling down, the grip disappearing. I feel like these mediums must be close to puncture territory as well. I mean, I don't think I've seen mediums being taken this long in Baku before. Okay, yeah, 3 seconds down. I think he's going to come in this lap. Kronk is making a stop. He is going on to the Inters. We'll see what the gap between him and Stevie is like. See if the Inters are in fact the correct tyre. Although he has to get a wing change, so I really doubt he's going to be able to make too much of a difference. There's a sector 2 yellow flag. Is that Filippo? No, it's Rasta. Rasta has spun. Oh, it's terrible for him. Energy Jet goes straight through. And he has spun, just coming out of... Kronk has retired. On the intermediate tyres, Kronk comes straight out of the pits, and he has retired from this Grand Prix. Surely not a safety car. There's only 6 drivers remaining, and Rasta, yeah, with no front wing. That's really unfortunate for him. Doing so well on P3, coming from the back of the grid. Of course, he's going to get a top 6 finish, no matter what here, unless he DNFs. Still less than ideal. Let's see what the Xhaka's going to do. It really looks like intermediate conditions now. He looks like he's manoeuvring left, is he? No, so Xhaka's going to stay out. What's Filippo going to do? He's so cautious. It must be time. Is Filippo going to pit then? DRS has not been disabled somehow. Yeah, so Filippo has made a decision to come into the pits. I assume Energy Jet will be looking to do something similar. Xhaka's going to try and stay out, I think. I'm not sure if that's wise. Energy Jet is going in. Villeneuve, what about him? He is definitely going in. Rasta, of course, have to pit, and Stevie is very far behind on the soft tyres. Xhaka is... DRS has now been disabled. He's 6 seconds down. He's surely going to have to pit. I mean, Filippo's going to be gaining so much time than him. I don't know if it's going to be 12 seconds a lap. But who knows really. Oh, it's a big lock up for Xhaka. So unstable. And the chase is on. See what the gap is. It doesn't look like it's going down for some reason. Oh, now it is. So the gap, Filippo's going to be eating into it. See what Xhaka does. He's really putting himself at risk of an accident there. Just lifts a little bit, but the rear looks like so likely to step out. Making so early for the second corner, but of course there are only 2 laps left. He's 15 seconds down on his best lap. Oh, it's so unstable. Oh, Filippo's crashed. Filippo's crashed at Castle. And that surely handed Xhaka the win now. He's got all the time in the world he wants to box and put on the intermediate tyres to put himself out of danger. Surely he's going to do it. Is he going to? Yes, he's looking to box now. So Xhaka will come into the pit in lap 24. Filippo, of course, crashes. He has no front wing now. And that's going to give JS Villeneuve a chance at getting into P2 potentially. And he dutifully lets Villeneuve go. Villeneuve's actually lost some wing there. Has he lost much wing? Oh my god, he's lost his entire end plate. He's gone straight into the wall. Must have missed his braking point from Filippo letting him through. So Energy Jet now will really be looking to move it into P2. He's getting... Of course, Jez Villeneuve is getting so much time. As Filippo is now going to come into the pits. So currently Xhaka leads by an absolute mountain of time, 32 seconds, 31 of course is going to go down slightly. Yellow flags, I think that's from Filippo coming into the pits. He might have made even more contact with the wall. So Energy Jet has about 2 laps, just closing on Villeneuve, who has severe wing damage. He's gone straight into the wall there. And Energy Jet's gained just a second alone from that corner. He's going to have to be so careful, and he's going to have to bide his time. Or maybe he isn't. Is Villeneuve going to let him through? Is he going to defend it? His P2. Oh, the understeer through Castle was so bad for him. Oh, and Energy Jet's made contact with the wall. I don't know what's happened to his end plate. I don't know if he's got wing damage from that. His car was definitely ghosted. But he hasn't lost as much wing as Villeneuve has. Xhaka in front is on the final lap. But is Jet going to make the move now? He has 100% ERS. Both drivers full battery, of course. But Villeneuve is really close to going into the wall there. And Energy Jet's just going to move through in the AlphaTauri. The number 8 car moves up into second place. And that is fantastic considering that he's come from P10. Of course, not many drivers finishing today. But a great job nevertheless from the AlphaTauri. He's got to be so careful. Really doesn't want to squander his position. Oh, we're going to watch Xhaka now coming on to the final straight. He's done fantastically today. We've got a lovely bird's eye view angle in that Red Bull car, and he is going to win by an absolute landslide. The only real driver to keep it clean throughout the whole of today. It's absolutely fantastic from him. It's a dominant victory from the championship leader. He extends his lead fantastically here, and he wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix by a landslide. Behind him, Jet, we're going to wait a while. It's almost 40 seconds the gap between Jet and Villeneuve. But Xhaka has asserted his dominance as a leader so fantastically. As the gap goes over 40 seconds. His pace just a different level to everyone else's today, especially in the race. As Xhaka leaves the session and gets a 20-second penalty because the game is completely broken. It's not actually going to matter. As Jet crosses the line and he finishes 20 seconds behind, but that's 41 seconds. That's one of the biggest gaps I have ever seen in my history in racing and commentating. So yeah, we're watching Villeneuve take the final spot on the podium. Well done to him. His first real good result. Rasta P4, fantastic from him, moving up 11 positions in the race. Again, very unfortunate to have the spin. I'm sure he could have been in P2 if that hadn't happened. Filippo, devastating for him. It was an easy P2 finish at the very least for him, but unfortunately he was not able to capitalise on the lead that he was gifted in the first lap. And then Stevie rounds out in P6 with the fastest lap of the race. But yeah, as we watch the dominant Polish driver step on the podium now, Jakub Wilczek wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He lifts his trophy in delight, and the Red Bull driver extends both their lead at the top of the constructors and his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship. He is really a force to reckon with this season, consistent throughout, and yeah, he's made his definitely made his mark as the relatively early championship favourite. So great job for him. So the final standings, only 6 drivers out of 20 were able to finish the race, which is almost an achievement in itself. But Xhaka wins. Energy Jet, great job from him coming from P10. Villeneuve, as I said at the start of the race, although he had a lot of damage from lap 1, comes from P11. Resta from P15, Filippo, who got pole by a landslide, unfortunately not able to capitalise on that, and he finishes P5. And then Stevie, who managed to 5-stop the race, which is a miracle in itself, from 6th, actually finishes in 6th. It's all a poetic circularity to it. And yeah, the fastest lap with a 142.1 when it was still dry. And that is it from me, Mr. BT, for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Sorry about the streaming issues in qualifying, and hope you enjoyed my coverage to some extent. And yeah, congratulations to the podium sitters, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.